A successful ball carry lies in reading the game effectively and making the right decisions on attack. This aspect of play is a vital rugby skill that needs to be developed and rarely gets the attention that it deserves. In the last cycle of Box Smart, we looked at evasive running techniques as a form of injury prevention and playing smart winning rugby. Let's take this aspect a little further and explore the art of decision making in the ball carrier's armory. Decision making about when to make contact and when and where to run into space is crucial to the successful outcome of a ball carry. Here's Hilton Adonis, SARU's manager of coaching, to show us a progression of key drills that role-play basic decision-making ability and focus primarily on evasive running into and playing into space.
Guys, this session will deal with decision-making. Decision-making as an application within evasive running. But before we get there, just quickly give me an indication of what will the weather be like on Sunday.
Cloudy.
When you say cloudy, what do you base that on?
Well, looking at the weather now, it's pretty cloudy now, so I think it'll just get denser coming towards Sunday.
Any other factors that you guys would take into account when looking at the weather?
Besides like looking at the weather now, to predict the weather, you use things like pressure and all sorts of different variables, like pressure and wind direction and that sort of thing.
Okay guys, how do you then relate that to the game of rugby?
I'd say in the game of rugby there's different variables and different ways to go about the game as the players of the defending team or the attacking team position themselves in the field.
So what we're actually saying to each other is that we have a constant change of situations within the game. And players are moving in and out of that situations constantly. Meaning that as they move in and out of that situations, they need to do what?
To react.
To react. What else?
Make decisions.
Make decisions. And that is exactly what this session will be all about. Now, if we say that we need to make decisions on the field of play, what type of decisions do we need to make?
Playing the ball out wide or playing short balls.
Playing wide, playing short, what else?
Kicking.
Kicking.
Defense.
Defense.
Whether or not to take contact.
Whether or not to take contact.
Spaces.
Okay, now we've said quite a bit now. If we group that into two categories, what would that categories be?
I think it's called technical or tactical.
That is exactly what it is. So on the field of play, we need to make technical decisions and tactical decisions. We need to make that technical and tactical decisions either on defense or on attack. When making their decisions on attack, what would we be looking at?
The position of the opposing side.
What do we call that?
The defenders.
The defenders. So, in attack, the decisions in attack will depend on the
defenders.
On the defenders, or the strategies of the defenders. Decisions on defense will then depend on what?
The attackers.
Will then depend on the attackers and the strategy of the attackers. Now, in order for us to make decisions, what do we need to look for?
Spaces.
We need to look for spaces. So let's quickly look at the important concepts of decision making. The outcome of this session will be for us to understand the concepts and the basic principles of decision making. So first and foremost, we need to understand what decision making is all about. Where do we need to make the decisions? Why do we need to make the decisions? So we will use we will use evasive running to demonstrate how decisions should be or should not be made. Now, if we talked evasive running, what do we mean by that?
Running into spaces.
Running into spaces. If we say that we need to run into spaces, where are the spaces on the field of play?
In between the players.
Yes.
Or behind the players.
In between the players or behind the players. Downfield, it's linear space, lateral space across the field. So, if we need to attack space, what would be the first thing to do then?
Look for the gaps.
Look for the gaps, look for the space. Once you've seen or found the space, what will happen then?
You communicate to the other players in your side.
Communicate to the other players. Once communicated,
You need to act.
now who will act?
The ball carrier would react. Sorry.
Will act, and who will then react?
The support players.
Okay, now that is exactly where we will start off with our exercise drills. The very first exercise drill will be a very basic interplay drill. We will just pass the ball and focus on the communication part of decision making. So what I'd like you to do is you will take up a position. I'll explain the drill once we set up the drill, where number 1 will pass to number 2, number 2 to number 3, number 3 to number 4, number 4 to number 5. But number 1 will only make his pass after number 2 calls for that ball. If there's no call, there's no communication, meaning that there's no space. Number 3 will only make the pass to number 4 once number 4 has communicated to him. Okay, so let's start with the first drill then. Right, let's speed it up, 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 speed it up.
One inside, one inside.
Yes, inside.
Yeah, two inside.
Four inside.
Yeah, five inside. One inside, one inside.
Two
Quick,
inside.
quick, quick, speed up, speed up, speed up, speed
Four
up,
inside,
speed up,
five
speed up.
inside. One inside, one inside.
Two inside.
Yeah, three inside. Four inside. Five inside. Yeah, one inside.
We focus on the communication. The next step that we're now focusing on is the reaction and the action. Remember what we said earlier about decision making? Just quickly take me through it.
You need to look for the space, you need to communicate that the space is there, and then you need to act, and then the support players need to react.
Okay, so our next drill will then focus on the space, the action of the ball carrier, but more so the reaction of our support player. So we have color cones. Color cones represent the different spaces. Ball carrier will attack the different space, and the supporters will react to where the ball carrier is going. Okay guys, let's quickly just walk through it. To remember what's important here now is for our support players to align to where the new spaces are. So the first one to the yellow, let's move to the yellow first one. Keep the others, keep your alignment. Stop at yellow. The first pass to green. Okay, now green, you become yellow. Let's quickly walk it through. Blue will receive the pass, but we need somebody at green and somebody at white. That's it, super. Now blue becomes yellow. We need a new blue, right, and the pass will now be, white will come through, that's it. White will be yellow, you stay on blue, you stay on white, and green will take the last pass. And that's the alignment. So we always have somebody running into the space, somebody running into the new space, and we communicate where the spaces are. All right, let's jog it. Let's start now. Guys, just before we go, just remember, the receiver, you react to the action. So you need to communicate your position. Make sure that the ball carrier knows exactly where you are. Whether you're on green, whether you're on blue, whether you're on white. Because if he doesn't hear you calling, he will not know where to pass to. So keep that structure and keep that in mind as well. Okay, so it's yellow. That's it.
Blue ball, blue ball.
That's it. Let's pick up the pace now. Now that we know what to do, let's pick up the pace quickly. Right, quick, call it.
Blue ball, blue ball.
White left, white left. Green left.
Guys, we're going to take it one step further now. We've looked at the communication, we've looked at the action and the reaction. Now we add the scanning, the communication, the action, and the reaction. So what I'll use is I'll use color codes. We will start with 3 guys on the white markers. We will have a scrummy here. He will pass the ball to a receiver. The receiver needs to scan. So I will indicate whether it's green or whether it's blue. Whether it's blue, you will attack the blue marker. Whether it's green, you will attack the green marker. If it's green on this side, you will go to this side. When it's green on this side, you will go to that side. The furthest guy there, he will always be the receiver. So if we go this side, it will be that guy there. If we go this side, it will be this guy there. So it will be 1, 2, 3. This side will be player number 3, this side will be player number 1 receiving, and the rest will just react. Let me first see how you react, and then we move on that. Okay, so we will have a scrummy here, and we will have somebody that will just give the ball to the scrummy, and then you will react. Okay, just take up your positions there.
Green here. Green. Yeah, Army. Yeah.
What was that? Green what?
Green right.
Green right. Did you call it, bro? You should call it. And call it out loud. Shout it out.
Blue left, blue left, blue left.
Yeah, blue right,
Yeah.
blue right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Green left, green left. That's all good.
Yeah.
Blue left, blue left, blue left.
Blue right, blue right.
Yeah. Green right, green right, green right.
Yeah, green right.
Okay. The receiver,
Hit the green right.
the guys that the support runners, just accelerate into that space.
Green left, green left, green left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, we will again use the color cards to simulate game situations. So what we will have now is we will have like a mini backline. We will play from a scrum. We will have the fly-off at yellow. We will have an inside center, a center at green. We'll have the fullback at white, and we will have a wing on blue. What will happen is, on my call again, on the whistle, you will come, run forward, keep your shape, get the ball from the scrum off to the fly-off. I will indicate the spaces by indicating the color cards again. If I show blue, that means that the space will be where? It will be outside. So whose ball will that be then? It will then go straight to the wing. And what do the wing need to do now? He need to communicate first. He need to make that call. You need to call so that the fly-off knows that that ball must go straight to the wing. When we go green, what will happen?
Center's ball.
That will be the center's ball. When we go white, that will be the fullback's ball. You will then come and hit that space. When there's no card, then the fly-off will take his space. Then he will just straighten up. Okay, let's give it a go. Okay, and what will happen after that? Interpassing. Okay, then we start interpassing. Yeah, interpassing. Forget about me standing here. Then you start interpassing. Let's get sharp, guys. Come on, let's get sharp.
Green ball, yes.
Yeah, short.
Yeah, white ball.
Yeah.
We need to react quicker. The space will open up only for 1 or 2 seconds in the game. So it's open up, call it, hit it, accelerate. There's no sense in just jogging through the spaces.
Yours, boy. White ball.
The next advancement of the decision-making process is to take it to a match simulation where we add defenders. We look at the practical application of the road sign approach, where the attacking players must scan the advancing line of defense for the appropriate cues. The reaction of the attacking players then becomes crucial to make the appropriate decision to attack the right channel or space. This could be either linear or lateral. What created the linear and lateral space? The first attacker is passing the ball to the second attacker with the hope to open up the linear space in front of them. To create this linear space, the second attacker needs to fix his immediate opponent. That will be the cue to attack the space. A decoy runner will now fix the last defender. Now we have a situation where the attacker runs through the linear space created. Your last defender must now make the decision to either tackle the player on the inside or remain on the outside player. The decoy runner now reacts and attacks the lateral space created, providing options to the ball carrier.